back to Cool Wi-Fi Kids. This is episode 5.
On this episode, we're going to be talking about interference. To do this, we use a device called the Ekahau Sidekick 2nd generation. It's a device that looks sort of like this.
So it looks like from the future, like futuristic.
Yeah, it's got this cable, which is USB-C. If I could show you. Yeah, USB-C. And it plugs into most devices that have USB-C, obviously. But most devices would have a USB-C port, which you would plug that into to use it. And to use it, you would just go on this app.
Speaking of that, the app is called Analyzer. And there's so many cool features. And we use the feature called Spectrum. And it's really cool. And it sort of shows you like a wavelength.
Yeah, sort of. It shows this chart of data and your Wi-Fi. And it shows if it's been interfered or not. So basically, there's a bunch of different channels on it. And most of them are green, which means there's good Wi-Fi. And then when it starts getting darker and darker when something's interfering with
Until it goes to black. I think black is the highest you can go, to lagging point.
Yeah. So basically, that's the app. But how do we run this experiment, you may ask? Well, obviously, to look at data of Wi-Fi, you need a client device for the AP to connect to.
Otherwise, we would have no experiment.
Yeah. So the client device we used was the MetaQuest 2, the VR headset.
There's the controllers and there's the actual headset.
So basically what we did was we loaded up into a game of Beat Saber, and then we had the Spectrum app with us, okay? So we were checking the internet connection while we were doing this, okay? So we loaded up into the game, and then we started playing the game, obviously. How else would we do it? And then we added interference. There are many interferences, and we have a chart to show all of them. Here are some of the most common interferences. So there's a
drone, a microwave oven, a motion sensor, a spy camera, a baby monitor, and a signal generator.
There's also a gaming controller, Bluetooth, audio transmitter, wireless headset, lapel microphone, and a Wi-Fi jammer. Those are the most common of the Wi-Fi interferences. So, basically, we added a camera, which is a pretty good interference. It's the overlapping signals interference. So basically, while I was in the middle of playing Beat Saber and just going chopping up blocks, my Wi-Fi lost connection mid-game. Just from that tiny little camera that was about this big.
Yeah. So, it was actually a drone camera. That's why it looks so small, if you guys are wondering. And, we were casting it on the iPad so we could see what was going on. And on the iPad, it was sort of breaking up. It would go offline and it would stay there. And then it would say slow connection and then it would start retrying. But at the end, we got it to work again. But it was still strange from one small drone camera.
From my point of view, it said connection lost, and then the two controllers I was using, they disappeared.
Whoa.
Fully.
Actually.
And I couldn't cut the blocks because they weren't there. And then they reappeared, but then it was just stuck. Like she said, it was just stuck on one frame. But then it kept going slower and slower. But then we turned the drone camera, sorry. And it started to work again, but it was definitely slower than before.
Yeah. And also, we also tested it near a microwave. While my brother was playing the game, I went on the Analyzer app with the feature Spectrum, and we saw that the sort of pattern was going pretty high. It was in the red zone.
Yeah. And when I was playing it, it didn't say my internet connection dropped. It's just that my controller slowed down a lot. That is because the microwave goes on a 2.4 gigahertz frequency. But my MetaQuest is 5 gigahertz. So why would that interfere? It's because my controllers use Bluetooth to connect. And Bluetooth operates on a 2.4 gigahertz frequency, which is why my controllers were impacted.
Let's recap what we learned today.
So, we learned that if your Wi-Fi experience is bad, it could be an interference problem. Interference can happen with objects that are even in your house, like household items. We experience microwaves and drone cameras interference with our Wi-Fi. The next time you have Wi-Fi troubles, just remember it might be interference and think about why. Well, see you on the next episode of Cool Wi-Fi Kids.
Yeah.